Roger Federer won a battle of serve and nerve to claim his 20th Grand Slam title. Federer was taken all the way by Marin Cilic before winning 6-2, 6-7, 6-3, 3-6, 6-1 in a match which will be memorable more for its outcome than much of its tennis. Despite going to 5 sets, the showdown failed to match the quality of the women's final the previous evening. But victory moved Federer into a bracket of his own in men's tennis as the first male player to reach a score of major crowns. And it gave him a share of the record for Australian Open crowns, 6, with Roy Emerson and Novak Djokovic. They are further magnificent achievements for Federer who, even at the age of nearly 36 and a half, must fancy his chances of catching Steffi Graf, 22, Serena Williams, 23, and Margaret Court, 24. It was a strange contest which did not feel close for long periods yet somehow required a deciding set. Federer, his voice choked with emotion, said, "I'm so happy, it's incredible. Winning is just a dream come true." The fairy tale continued for us, for me. After the great year I had last year. It's incredible. When Federer recovered from losing his first set of the tournament to take the third, and then break at the start of the fourth, the road to glory seemed clear. And when Federer's level suddenly dropped, he took his chance to take the match all the way. Cilic had chances to move ahead in the fifth, but the defending champion dug deep into his reserves of will and know how to deliver the result which most fans in the Rod Laver Arena had come to see. Cilic, who will rise to a career-high number 3 in the world rankings tomorrow morning, said, "Big congratulations to Roger and his team. It's amazing what you guys do year after year. It was an amazing journey for me to go to the final. It could have been the best 2 weeks of my life. I had a little chance at the beginning of the 5th set. But Roger played a great 5th set. There was controversy from the start.The extreme heat policy was in effect for the second day running and officials made the decision to keep the roof of the Rod Laver Arena closed for the final. The crowd cheered because it meant the comfort of air-con.But. Andy Murray and Greg Rusedski were among 2 members of the tennis fraternity to express disbelief and disappointment that the climax of an outdoor event would be taking place indoors. Anti-climax, more like, in the first set, Cilic dumped an overhead in the net to give Federer a break in the opening game and made 4 unforced errors to hand him another. 3-0, 10 minutes gone. The Grote managed just 13 points in the whole set, only 2 on the Federer's serve. 6-2, 24 minutes, much too easy. Cilic held 2 break points in the second game of the second set, but Federer was having none of it and had an opportunity of his own in the next. Cilic saved it, and probably the match is any sort of contest with an ace.And unreturned serve at 30/40 in the 5th game warded off the Swiss again. The 2014 US Open champion was now finding something like form, although nothing of the magnitude of the explosive tennis with which he had blown Federer off the court in the semi-finals in New York that year. But it didn't cost him in the end. A big forehand in a tight tiebreak gave the Croat 2 set points, and he converted the second to level the match. It had been pretty turgid stuff compared to the women's final, but at least it was now a contest. A serving battle, rather than a tennis match, though perhaps Federer sensed that things needed livening up a bit. Suddenly he had 3 breakpoints on the Cilic serve and took the second to move 4-2 ahead. The crowd woke up and rose in appreciation of some jaw-dropping pickups from the Swiss as he negotiated the next game. And yet another ace sealed the set to leave him one away from retaining his title. When Cilic was about to serve at 30-40ths in the first game of the fourth set, someone in the press box said, "Match point." You thought he would be right when Federer won at .The Grote had to ward off a double break chance for the Swiss and seemed out of ideas until suddenly he took the Federer serve to level things up at 3-3. When Cilic held 2 breakpoints in 8th game, a deciding set became a real possibility. Federer saved those, but not a third, and the script was being rewritten before your very eyes. Cilic served it out for love, and a one-set shootout beckoned .The nerves of the Federer fans and the crowd, that is to say, the vast majority in it, were jangling in the strange atmosphere under the closed roof. Even more so when Cilic had one, and then another breakpoint at the start of the fifth. Federer saved them, and the roar when Hawkeye showed a backhand had kissed the line to win the game was the loudest of the night up to that point. Until the one that greeted the break of the Cilic serve in the next. By now Federer was grinding it out, making sure he hit his spots with his serve and drawing on a career's worth of experience in big moments to make sure he got over the line. Cilic, having shown such tenacity to drag himself back into the match, could not find similar reserves. Cilic challenged the second serve on match point, but of course it had grazed the line.